Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with Season 2, Episode 4 of Cobra Kai. So, last we left off, Johnny is continuing to be manipulated by Kreese and has now stolen Daniel's thunder. Daniel and his two students of Miyagi-Do were trying to drum up some business, drum up some attention, with a little performance that was run in part due to their, dealership as well. And in the middle of the performance, Johnny and the Cobra Kai students come out and completely steal all the attention away. Which it really kind of sucks because Daniel's performance was doing really well. It was actually getting people's attention and people were enjoying it. It probably would have drummed up business. But Johnny just had to ruin it the instant he heard about it, basically. And the thing is, the sad thing is Daniel kind of deserved it because of the commercial. He put out this commercial that openly called out Cobra Kai in a very underhanded and dirty way. And the thing is, it's like he calls them out like for being snakes and everything. Obvious joke is obvious, but at the same time, it's like, do you have no like self-reflection here? Do you not understand how much of a snake you're being by putting this ad out with everything worded as it is and the just very clear, like, disgustingly wrong call outs? It's like, my God, dude. Like, do you have no self-awareness at all? That was a huge mistake, and yeah, once Johnny had heard about that and everything, it led to what would eventually be him taking Daniel's thunder. And honestly, I can't even blame him in that regard. I can't. But we also had Miguel and Hawk learning about Johnny's son and everything, being who he is, and they confronted Johnny about it. And he basically told them, it's none of your business, mind your own fucking business, fuck off, you guys get extra work for a week, or something like that. Which is honestly completely fair. It's like, it's none of their business. It isn't. So I can't entirely I can't entirely blame them for that. I can't like entirely call them out when it's true. It's not really any of their business to be confronting him about this. Daniel almost got some recruits during the episode as well, but once they found out that the training was doing chores and stuff, they backed out and basically got upset that they thought he was just trying to have them do his chores rather than, for a purpose. And the thing is, like, it's like he probably could have explained it better. He probably could have explained, or even had one of the other students there explain, but he didn't. He just kind of fell apart in that moment. And that was definitely an issue as well. He doesn't seem to deal well with confrontation, I guess you could say. Because the instant they started possibly calling him out, he kind of like just broke down. And it's like, Jesus, dude, you need to get better at this. You need to be able to explain this better and everything. But also, I still kind of stand by that he probably should do things differently. He's still trying to be a little too much like Mr. Miyagi. And it's like, yes, that method can work. Very much so. But it's not the only method that can. Like, you can teach, you're good at karate. You know karate. You can teach it otherwise. You don't need to just follow Mr. Miyagi's steps by the number. And we've already seen him have to change up something in order to train Robbie and his daughter, Sam. He's already had to make a change up with how things are done. So why can't he do that with this? It's like, it worked for you. And hell, it worked for Robbie and Sam. But it's not going to work for everyone. And not everyone's going to be willing to put up with it. You can't just expect that. You can't just assume that everybody's going to get it or that everybody's going to just be okay with it. So, I think Daniel needs to rehaul things a bit. And it's also kind of ironic, too. Like, he made a claim that he wasn't going to go after Cobra Kai, and then he basically does so. Even if it's more just verbally, he still did so. It's like Daniel really needs to turn things around here. And obviously, so does Johnny, with his, starting to go down a darker path again due to Kreese's influence again. He's not doing the best right now, and he needs to get over that, and he needs to basically tell Kreese to fuck off. But can't get better till it gets worse, right? I mean, eventually it'll get better, but for right now, we gotta be stuck in this, it seems. But either way, we're gonna get this started, hope for the best, and see what this episode has in store. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this was another really good episode. But also really concerning. I really just feel like Kreese planned for Johnny to find out about all of this. I feel like this might be pushing it a little bit. This might be like stretching. But what if all the stories he was telling in the dojo, like all the embellished and straight up lies he was telling, what if that was done on purpose? That he knew the students would talk, that he knew Johnny would find out, and he knew Johnny would become curious and eventually follow him to this shelter. What if this was all in Kreese's plan to continue to get Johnny under his thumb? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Kreese is a sneaky, slimy motherfucker. I would not put it past him at all to do something like that. And I don't think Kreese is dumb, by any means. I genuinely do not think Kreese is dumb. And so the fact that he's getting his stories wrong, to the point where he's like getting like certain locations like wrong and everything, that felt odd to me in the first place. I think that he did this on purpose. It may be stretching, it may be reaching for something here, but I really think that this seems a little too suspicious. I do genuinely think that what he said about like being down on his luck and all, again, I think that's true, but I think it might be also a little embellished. And obviously the way he said it, I think it was just to get Johnny to feel bad for him. So I feel this is all part of his manipulation, and honestly, I would not put it past him to try and somehow steal Cobra Kai out from under Johnny. To try and just take away ownership of it somehow. I have no freaking clue how he could even do that. But I'm sure there's a way, and I'm sure that he would be able to find that way. It's just, I do not trust him. I do not trust him. And I think that this is all part of his plan. A lot of this episode, though, focuses on Robbie and Sam, and kind of having to deal with, well, at least for Robbie, facing his past. They go with their father to this beach resort for a little, day of relaxation and stuff. However, Aisha ends up being there as well, and she invites this new girl, Tori, who just joined Cobra Kai. Tori is kind of the tough as nails, already knows how to fight, bad girl archetype, basically. She's openly willing to steal shit. She's openly willing to underage drink. And she's not afraid to attack someone. She's a questionable person to hang out with. Definitely not the best influence on Aisha, who already has been kind of falling down a darker path than she should be. And Sam can see this easily. She sees that this is going in a direction that just isn't good. And she tries to make up with Aisha, and they actually do make up pretty well until, basically, Tori comes into the picture. And I don't know, if Tori's going to be, this kind of replacement best friend for Aisha, or if the sparks I was seeing in their initial interaction in the bodega was correct, and there might even be something more. Because I felt like there was, hints that there would possibly be something more between them there. I don't know, but either way, I think it's not going to be great. Meanwhile, Robbie is dealing with the fact that this resort is one he used to work at, and he and his friends did some pretty bad shit there when they were young. But prior to the events of the series. So much so that I guess the manager or someone of the resort comes out and basically tells Robbie, it's I'm going to call the police. You are not allowed to be here. I told you this. But Mrs. LaRusso comes in and saves the day by very sternly telling the dude, it's no, Robbie is our guest. Leave him alone. And luckily, Robbie is honest with her. He tells her what happened, and it goes well. Robbie's really turning a new leaf for the better. And I really like what they're doing with his character. But after Mrs. LaRusso's wallet goes missing, he believes he knows exactly what happened to it. While Sam goes to accuse Tori, which honestly is fair after she stole the vodka and everything. Honestly, that was my first thought. I thought it was her too. Robbie goes down to the beach because he knows what actually happened. He knows his friends must be here, and he finds a stash of wallets under the steps leading down onto the beach. So, seeing that they're there, he decides to set up his camera and confront them. He does so, but ends up getting overwhelmed when a third new friend to the old friends, comes in and, hits him from behind. But Daniel comes in and saves him, and because of that, he got some footage that could work, but Daniel says, no, we're just going to be patient. I learned from this wise man fishing on the beach who kind of reminded me of Mr. Miyagi. Got to be patient. Got to just take a moment. Let it happen naturally. Which is a good idea. Honestly, a very good idea. Because if they went with that video, you know how some people would spin it about him hitting kids and everything. Even if they were criminals and everything, it would still be spun in a way that could make him look bad. But I assume they got all the wallets back. I presume. And yeah, in the end, they do get a new student, because earlier in the episode, we saw Dimitri head to Cobra Kai and get scared away by Kreese, because Kreese. So he now goes to Miyagi-Do to give it a try. And yeah, welcomed with open arms, obviously. So we got a new student. And unlike the other two who came by before and were like put off by the fact that they had to do the chores and stuff, I think Dimitri will vibe with this. I think he'll be okay. Definitely more okay than when it comes to something like Cobra Kai's training, you know? But yeah, so I think Dimitri will remain as a Miyagi-Do student. I believe that he is the third student, and that's going to stick. And I'm all for that. Not only is it narratively fitting, continuing the divide between Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai by having, you know, him in Miyagi-Do while Hawk is in Cobra Kai, but it also is narratively fitting for his character and gives him something more to do. Because let's be honest, Dimitri has not had a lot to do in this series, unfortunately. Especially once Hawk became Hawk. It's like Dimitri has kind of been left to the wayside a little bit in the later half of Season 1, and then especially in Season 2 so far. So it's a really good thing that he's going to start getting some more stuff to do, just in general. So yeah, I really like that. I think that's a great idea. But yeah, overall, I think that this was a really good episode. But I do have something to say. We're not dropping this series. Don't worry, it's not that. I'll just say that off the bat. We're not dropping this. But we might be taking a break after next episode. Because, honestly, it's as simple as this. There's something I want to get to, and I don't want to wait any longer. I even, like, made a message about this in the Discord. But it's like, there's a series I want to get back to. And I've been, like, really kind of stressing myself out over whether or not I should continue to wait, or if I should preempt something for it. And I think in the long run, it would be better to just get to it now, rather than continue to just stress myself out over it. And I was even told in the Discord, I got a response saying, basically, it's like, it's your channel, do what you want. It's like, you can switch things around if you need to. And it's like, yeah, I know. It's just like, I don't know, like, who might be disappointed by me, like, preempting something else or whatnot. But I'm going to do it. So after next episode is the halfway point, because there's 10 episodes in the season. After next episode, episode 5, we're going to take a break. We're just going to take a mid-season break. We will come right back to this afterwards. But there's something I really, really want to get to, and I don't want to wait. I'm not going to tell you what it is until next week, until the next episode, though. In the afterthoughts for the next episode, I'll let you know what it is. but yeah, I really wanted to get back to it. I'll just tell you now, though, it isn't a first impressions thing. I'm telling you that right now. So even though this slot currently has this as a first impressions reaction in it, what's going to be replacing it for the time being will not be one. Um, it's actually going to be a donation reward. So there's that. But yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it actually is. But we're going to get to that. We'll probably have to take a break in the middle of that as well. And so we'll then come back to Cobra Kai. And then probably go back and finish that series off. So it's going to be like a little bit of back and forth here between these two. But we're still going to get to the next episode first. And then we'll get to this other one. And I apologize for anyone who's like really getting into the Cobra Kai reactions, if anyone is. Again, it's they're not being dropped. They're gonna be brought back. It's just going on hiatus, basically. So yeah. I hope you all understand. I hope it's all good. I hope it's not too disappointing for anyone, but again, I don't want to hold off anymore. And basically, if I don't do this, this is pretty much my only option. If I don't do this, I'm going to have to wait for quite a while. And even then, I would still have to preempt something else from filling up another slot. And it's at that point, it's just like, it's like there's no real good option here that at least would make me satisfied. Because I guess technically the best option would be to just wait, to be patient. But I can't be patient. I'm not Daniel. I'm not Mr. Miyagi. I can't be patient here. I've been patient as it is. And I'm losing my mind over this because I really want to get back to this. And it's just... So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Like I said, we'll do episode 5 of Cobra Kai, and then we'll switch over. And in the next video, I'll let you guys know in the afterthoughts what Cobra Kai's replacement will actually be. But you got a couple of hints today. It's not a first impressions. Instead, it is a donation reward. And I did say it was something I am getting back to. So, but I'll say nothing else than that. And I will not confirm or deny any guesses. If you want to guess, feel free, but I'm just not going to confirm or deny them. But that will be, that will be coming, that will be changing like right after I get to episode 5. So just be prepared for that. And again, I'll announce it again next time. But for the time being, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of Cobra Kai? And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.